Emma and Sarah were best friends since childhood, inseparable, and always there for each other. Emma had a dream of traveling the world, but she lacked the confidence to make it happen. Sarah, being the more adventurous one, always encouraged Emma to step out of her comfort zone. One summer, Sarah decided to surprise Emma with a road trip to a famous tourist destination. "Pack your bags, we're going on an adventure," Sarah said with excitement. Emma hesitated but couldn't resist the joy in Sarah's voice. Their journey began with a long drive through winding mountain roads. The view was breathtaking, with the sun setting behind the hills and painting the sky with golden hues. Emma felt a surge of excitement, something she hadn't felt in years. "This is incredible, Sarah," Emma said, her voice filled with awe. Sarah smiled and said, "You deserve this, my friend." They arrived at a cozy cabin nestled deep in the forest, surrounded by nature. The sound of birds chirping and the scent of pine filled the air. Emma felt at peace, her worries fading away in the beauty of their surroundings. Sarah had planned every detail, making sure Emma would enjoy every moment. The next day, they hiked through a lush forest, discovering hidden waterfalls along the way. The water was crystal clear, and the sound of the falls was soothing. Emma felt alive, more than she had in a long time. "I can't believe I was afraid to come," Emma confessed. Sarah put her arm around Emma and said, "That's what friends are for." They spent hours sitting by the waterfall, talking about life and their dreams. Emma realized how much she had been holding herself back out of fear. "You've always believed in me, even when I didn't," Emma said with gratitude. Sarah smiled and replied, "That's what friends do. We lift each other up." The next day, they visited a beautiful lake surrounded by mountains. The water was so still that it reflected the sky like a mirror. They rented a small boat and rowed across the lake, laughing and enjoying the moment. Emma had never felt so free, so connected to nature and herself. "This is the best trip of my life," Emma said with a big smile. Sarah chuckled and said, "We're just getting started." They spent the evening around a campfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories. The stars twinkled above them, and the night was peaceful and quiet. Emma felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing she had a true friend by her side. "I couldn't have done this without you," Emma said. Sarah replied, "You could have, but I'm glad I was here with you." As the days passed, Emma's confidence grew, and so did her sense of adventure. They visited small villages, met new people, and experienced local culture. Each moment was filled with laughter, discovery, and a newfound appreciation for life. Emma found herself taking the lead on some of the adventures. "Look who's the brave one now," Sarah teased as they explored a cave. Emma laughed and said, "I learned from the best." One afternoon, they reached the top of a mountain after a challenging hike. The view was breathtaking, with miles of rolling hills and valleys below. Emma stood there in silence, overwhelmed by the beauty and her own sense of achievement. "I never thought I'd be able to do something like this," Emma said, her voice full of emotion. Sarah hugged her and said, "You were always capable. You just needed to believe it." That night, as they sat by the fire again, Emma reflected on how much she had grown. She realized that true friends are the ones who push you to be your best self. They don't just stand by you, they challenge you, inspire you, and walk beside you through it all. "You've changed my life, Sarah," Emma said, feeling grateful for her friend. Sarah smiled and said, "You've changed your own life, Emma." They both knew this trip was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. On their last day, they visited a beautiful coastal town, the ocean stretching endlessly before them. The waves crashed against the shore, and the salty breeze filled the air. They walked along the beach, their feet sinking into the warm sand. Emma felt a sense of peace she hadn't known before. "I feel like a new person," Emma said, watching the waves roll in. Sarah nodded and said, "That's what travel does to you." They sat on a rock, watching the sunset, the sky ablaze with oranges and pinks. Emma realized that life was about taking risks, trying new things, and stepping into the unknown. "This trip has taught me so much," Emma said thoughtfully. "It's taught me that sometimes we just need to trust the journey." Sarah grinned and said, "And always bring a good friend along for the ride." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Emma felt a deep sense of gratitude. She was thankful for the experiences, the lessons, and most of all, for her true friend. "We've made memories I'll never forget," Emma said, her heart full. Sarah smiled and said, "The best part is, we have so many more to make." They watched the stars come out one by one, the night sky filling with light. Emma felt a sense of wonder, knowing that the world was full of endless possibilities. "Here's to more adventures," Sarah said, raising an imaginary toast. Emma laughed and joined in, saying, "Two more adventures, and even better memories." They headed back to their cabin, the sound of the ocean still ringing in their ears. That night, Emma slept peacefully, dreaming of the future and the endless adventures waiting for her. When they returned home, Emma was a changed person, more confident and ready to take on the world. "I feel like I can do anything now," Emma said as they unpacked their bags. Sarah smiled and said, "That's because you can." Emma knew that this trip had been more than just a vacation. It had been a journey of self-discovery. She realized that the true benefit of a friend wasn't just the laughter and good times. It was in the way they helped each other grow, face fears, and embrace life. "Thank you for everything, Sarah," Emma said, her heart full of love for her friend. Sarah hugged her and said, "That's what friends are for." From that day forward, Emma approached life with a new perspective. She took more chances, traveled more often, and embraced every moment with joy. And through it all, Sarah was there by her side, cheering her on. "Life is an adventure," Emma would often say, "and it's even better with a true friend." They continued to travel together, exploring new places and making unforgettable memories. Each trip brought new challenges, but with Sarah's encouragement, Emma faced them head-on. They climbed mountains, sailed oceans, and visited cities they had only dreamed of. Through every journey, their bond grew stronger, their friendship deeper. Emma realized that the greatest gift in life was having a friend who believed in her, even when she didn't. "You've been my rock, Sarah," Emma said one day after another adventure. Sarah laughed and said, "And you've been mine." They knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other. "Here's to the next adventure," Sarah said with a smile. Emma grinned and said, "I can't wait." They stood together, looking out at the horizon, ready for whatever the future had in store. Because they knew that with a true friend, anything was possible. "Together, we can conquer the world," Emma said, full of confidence and joy. And as they walked off into the sunset, they knew their journey had only just begun. For true friends, the adventure never ends.